And tonight, I'd just like to welcome everyone to the Hangout tonight. And tonight I'm here with Alan Gilday.
Hi guys.
And Andy Nathan. And what we're going to be talking about tonight, there's a few different things we're going to be talking tonight. The first thing is I'm going to be discussing some outsourcing tips, ways that you can cut down on, having to do all the work yourself. Okay, so that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. Andy's going to be telling you how to write a book on Google+. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm going to be asking you and Andy some questions. How's that for a great contribution? Okay, because I'm still under the newbie banner. I think I maybe can milk it another week or two, as a newbie. I want to ask you guys a couple of things. I also want to tell you and our audience about a conversation I had today, which is kind of, I think, very pertinent to, the climate that we're in at the moment. So a little anecdote and a couple of questions. That'll have to do.
That works fine. So I like questions.
Nice. Thank you.
Babylon.
Good man. Good.
Okay, so I'll basically just start with just talking very quickly. If you're, a lot of people here who are on this will either be already in our team, or will be people just obviously interested in outsourcing or internet marketing or stuff like that. And basically, I just want to talk about outsourcing because, the great thing about outsourcing is that there's a lot of things that you do throughout your day, and it generally tends to be 20% of what you do makes you 80% of your money. It's the 20% rule. And that goes for a lot of things. And what tends to happen is a lot of people make the mistake of spending too much of their time doing things that make them too little of their money. And really the great thing about outsourcing is that there's people who are very, very competent, people who are very, very well qualified, they've maybe done degrees in certain subject and went, to learn the subjects for like 5 or 10 years, and they're really well qualified and they're living in other countries, like maybe the Philippines or India or a place like that. They speak, perfect English, and the wages there are very, very low. So basically, a lot of people in those countries will work for a very low wage, because a low wage there, a low wage to us there would be like a big, massive amount of money for them, because obviously their cost of living is a lot lower. So there's basically a lot of places where you can actually go and you can outsource people to do jobs for you. And I just wanted to talk about this quickly because there's a few different angles you can take from this, right? If you're in, in Power Network and you're in our team or in our business or whatever, you could take advantage of that fact for marketing purposes. You could get someone to go and spread your blog posts or your comments, or not your blog posts, or your links and content all over the internet for you at a very low cost. The other thing is, you could also get people to write. Some of them, obviously, you have to vet them, right? You want to vet them and you want to ask them what experience they have, and then you want to ask them what jobs they've done in the past. So, for example, if you're looking for an article writer, and say they're from India, the Philippines, the first thing I would ask them is,
wait, back up. If you need an article writer, go to me. Oh, sorry, wrong conversation.
Well, they can come to me as well, actually, because I do articles as well. So, but we're talking about outsourcing, so.
True.
Yeah.
Outsourcing to Andy.
Yeah, outsourcing to Andy. Yeah, outsourcingtoandy.com. Just visit.
I'm in another country from you, so just want to clarify that. With the exchange rate between the U.S. and Ireland.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I'm sorry. Go on. I
Oh,
interrupt.
that's fine. No, that's fine. No problem. So, basically, so what I was saying basically is that there's different places where you can get people, and you can basically employ people to work for you, and there's loads of different ways you can actually make money out of that. Some of the places you can go is you can go to the likes of Fiverr.com and you can outsource gigs. The one thing you can do is you could do gigs yourself if you just started on the internet and you haven't made any money online. To get your belief up that the internet makes money, what you could do is you could go and list some gigs in Fiverr that you'll do for other people. So you can go and say, I can do this for you. I can write an article about health, or I can write an article about laser surgery. I can write an article about whatever, and for $5 or $15 or whatever you want, and you can actually start creating money from that and getting paid from that. But the other thing about it is you can also there's a lot of people who make a lot of money by basically going and buying 3 or 4 gigs in Fiverr and going to a big company and basically selling their services, for maybe $150. So, they'll maybe go to a company and say, look, we'll make you a capture page, we'll make you a Facebook page, we'll customize your Facebook page, and we will post it to, 120 social media sites for $150, right? A lot of people will charge a lot more than that. But
and is it a bargain?
Basically, it depends. It really depends. But if anything, anything, there is a cost, right? There is a cost for anything. But basically, people can charge more money for. Just message that and say yes.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'll send them a link. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just going to send somebody a quick invitation here because they're messaging me to join Hangout.
Yeah. By the way, just while you're.
Yep. Sorry about that.
I need to get a.
Oh, it's
Set.
While you're typing that stuff,
go ahead, you talk, go ahead. Just.
Yeah, that there's a cardinal sin.
That. Ooh, that's like really bad. I hear myself in the background. I don't know why.
Sounds okay from here. Sounds okay. Doesn't sound too bad here.
Hold on.
So,
Let's see if this works better.
Okay.
log into Jeep. So,
one of the things I've had to say with Terrence is saying is that when I got started, it was exactly what I did. I went to 5 articles to see if it would work for me. And it did.
yeah, I mean, the thing about outsourcing, the important thing about outsourcing is there's people there who are really, really good and who will do a good job, and there's people there who want to do a good job, but they just can't do it. They just don't speak the language right, or they don't understand the job properly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Gmail. And they don't understand, they don't maybe understand what they're doing properly. It's not really their fault. So the thing about it is, before on Fiverr, obviously, what you'll do is you just try the job. It's a Fiverr. Do you know what I mean? Somebody says, I'll write you a 500-word article for Fiverr. You do the article and you see, and if the article's good, well, then I can go and use those people again and get more articles. If the article's rubbish, you just say whatever, right? But you can go to other sites where you can hire people as well. You can go to the likes of elance.com, and there's other sites like that as well.
Can I again ask you, is there any particular advantage of between Elance vis-a-vis Fiverr?
Well, I mean, Fiverr. Yeah, I mean, in Elance there'd be I mean, you could say in Elance there'd be more professional people, but it's not really, because there's some people in Fiverr who are fantastic, and how they make their money is from their upsells. They become a top-rated seller because their work's so good, and then they can do upsells of $100 a time, which means they could say, I will, do blah 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 and charge $100. So they're not making a Fiverr. So the reason they get to that level is because the articles are so good. So they'll maybe come and write the articles for Fiverr in the beginning just to, get themselves moved up, right? Yeah. But then once they get moved up, they're going to charge what they're worth. So so basically, that is, the thing about Elance is, as well as that, there's obviously bigger jobs. A lot of people put in big jobs. So some people put in, writing a book, or they'll put in, I want 1,000 articles, or I want 500 articles, or I want a translator, to translate a book from English to Spanish, or, all these different things. So there's loads and loads of different jobs. So there's two ways there to actually make money. The one way is you can make money by actually being the person who offers the job, being the person who offers the service, or you can make money by actually going for jobs that are listed there and actually do the job for people. So you could be the person who goes and does the job. And what happens is when you post an Elance, you will put a price that you're willing to pay. You'll put a price that you're willing to pay. So you might say, I'm happy to pay, for an ebook, I'm happy to pay up to $900, right? And what will happen is a lot of writers who are interested in the job, they will go and they will bid. They will basically bid for that job to write the ebook. And some people are going to come in and they're going to say, look, we'll write the ebook for $500, right? But the thing about it is that, if they say they're going to write for $500 and you take them for the job and they can't write properly, or their writing's hopeless, then you're going to waste $500. So what you do is you contact all the different people who interest you. First you look at them, you look at their ratings and you see what their ratings are like. If there's no ratings or they're completely new, that's an immediate, right? So then, even if they do that, you could still say, look, can you show me samples of your work? And you can see the samples of the work. And if the work looks really good, then you could still maybe hire them. But if you have someone who's a really high rating consistently, really, really good comments, and they're saying this person's work was fantastic, and they basically said, I wrote for this site, I wrote for that site. Like for example, a writer I got recently, Matthew at the minute, he's reading the book, and my writer actually told me this week that she was writing a book for him, right? This person who is like a personal development guru, right? Very big, and she's actually writing a book, right?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I'm not going to mention the name, right? But
that's so fun.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not, because I don't know if she would be allowed to say that, so I'm not.
That's fine.
That's fine. Anyway, but the fact is that you can find some really, really good people, in these different places. But what I did was I vetted about 20 people who applied for a job that I put up, and I saw who was the best. And I seen, she wrote in certain big websites. She was doing loads of stuff for big travel websites and different things, and she stood out from the others, right? So that was why I chose her for the job, right? So you could have chose the cheapest job, the person who, instead of charging the maximum price, charged the minimum price, but then they could be a complete disaster. But how you could get around that is first check their work, check what they've written, ask them to send you samples. If they're genuine people, they've done loads of articles, they've done loads of work, they'll be happy to send you samples. If you're the first job that they've ever done, then you probably don't want to be the person giving them $500, right? Because it's all well and good saying, well, you have to give people a chance, but, are you going to give somebody a chance the first time with your $500 or your $1,000? You know, it's up to you, but it wouldn't be something I would do.
Yeah, but there's also jobs out there on freelance for 50 bucks.
Oh yeah, there's jobs for every price. There's jobs for $50. There's jobs for $10 each for articles, for $5, for $3. There's all sorts of different jobs, but I'm just saying, you know, there is jobs for everything there. So you can either be the person who has someone needing something, and you go and you say, look, this is how much I'm willing to pay, and you know you can make a markup on that, or else you can go and do the job. You can say, right, I can write 50 articles for X, Y amount of money, X, Y, Z amount of money, and basically do it like as a job, right? But obviously you're self-employed.
I get it.
Yeah. The other thing as well, the other site as well, which is good, it's a free one. It's called easyoutsource.com. They're all Filipinos, and you know, they tend to be very good. They tend to like to, you know, please people, and it's sort of it's a very, very you know, it's very, for them to be working for somebody from the US or from the UK or something is a really good, you know, is a really good thing. You know, people really like that, so you know, they really like to be working for someone from here as well, and they tend to be very friendly and very polite and so on and so forth.
Very pretty.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, I can have that as well. So you know,
so that's EZ Outsource, is that correct? Or
EASY.
EASY, right?
Easyoutsource.com. So you can go and you can find people, you know, who are willing to work for $200 or $300 a week, you know, to work 40 hours a week, you know, and then you can get them, and if they're doing good quality work, you can then sell that job for, you know, what you would pay here, half of what you would pay. Even, you know, if somebody here was working for $2,000 a month, you know, you could charge them $1,000 a month for the work, and you know, they would be getting maybe 2 or 3 times the normal wage if they're getting $300 or $400 a month. In those countries, you know, they're maybe getting 3 or 4 times, so they're really happy. You know, you're happy, and you can make money, so it's a win-win situation because everyone's happy, right? And you can make money at the same time.
If you're happy and you know it, you're happy and you know it.
Exactly, absolutely, absolutely. So,
okay.
So, you know, so the thing about it is what you'll do is you'll look at what you're good at and what you're not good at, right? And if you really don't like writing articles, like if you hate writing articles but you're good at doing videos, right? You can just say, right, I'm going to do a video every day, or, you know, you might only want to post every 2 days or every 3 days. I would suggest you post like crazy in the beginning until you get some money coming in. But, you know, what I would say is if you make a video and you hate writing articles, well, what's to stop you going and getting someone to rewrite your article? To rewrite your article for, you know, for $5 or $10, or rewrite your video. Do you know what I mean? Or $30 or $50 or whatever it is. You can basically get someone to write that out, and then you know you have articles, you have content for your website. So obviously if it's a 2-hour video, it'd be a lot more money. But if it's just a short, you know, 30-second video, you know, there's no reason why somebody couldn't write that out for $5 or $10. You know, so you pay somebody $5, they write an article and put it in your blog every day, so you pay them what, you know, $35 a week, you know, or $70 a week, and they do all your blogging for you. You know what I mean? All you do is make a video, get up in the morning, make a minute video. You know, that's not really hard. You post it on the site. You even could say to them, look, I want you to post this video on the site, and then write an article out of the video, and then put the link below it, right? And tell them to do that. Yeah, you could even tell them at the end to go and share it on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, you know, as well, right?
That's a great way just to use Fiverr and combine it with Elance.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the same with Easy Outsource. With Easy Outsource, they're probably looking at a job, you know, part-time or full-time. So you say, look, it'll be 2 days a week, or it'll be 7 days a week, or, you know, you get paid monthly or whatever. And you just tell them what the job is, and you basically pay them. I generally would just pay them by PayPal, And with PayPal, sort of everyone's sort of protected because, if you don't get your stuff, you can complain to PayPal, and vice versa, so it works well, just using PayPal or something for that.
Absolutely.
You might have some other methods, Andy, because I know you do outsourcing too. So, you maybe have other payment methods that you use to pay your outsourcing.
I mostly use PayPal.
I do use Odesk. But that goes through my PayPal account.
Yes.
And actually, Odesk and Odesk are now combined.
Yeah. Cool. I didn't know that. I knew about Odesk, but I forgot to mention it. But I didn't know that they were combined. Was there not another one as well that got bought out?
Freelancer.
Get a freelancer.
No, freelancer.com.
Freelancer. Yeah, it combined with some other one, didn't it?
Yeah, they bought Warrior for them.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's
freelancer.com, elance.com, easyoutsource.com, and Fiverr.com, and then there's loads of other micro sites. There's Forer.com, and there is, yeah, seriously.
It's one less than
yeah. But the thing about Forer is you can actually charge more, so they allow you to charge $20 or.
There's also $10 or whatever.
$10.net.
Actually, my best source for VAs.
Yeah.
I actually found a lot of VAs off Skype groups.
Very good. That's brilliant. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm.
Because the other thing, a lot of the internet marketers don't have any money.
A lot of people as well get their outsourcers from Craigslist Manila. So if you look up Craigslist Manila, and you can basically go and put a advert for somebody for a job in Craigslist Manila, and you get all the local people from.
My wife's from the Philippines, so that makes it easier for me.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of our friends are actually working at those places.
Yeah, brilliant. So that's another possibility. So that's a possibility for outsourcing. So if there's anything you don't like, if you don't like promoting your blog in the social networks, you can pay someone to promote it for you. If you don't like writing the blog post, you can pay someone to write it for you. If you don't like someone, you can even get someone to make videos for you. Do you know what I mean? You can even get someone, especially with all these new bits of video software. I mean, there's even on Fiverr and stuff now you can buy videos which are made with those different, new video software things. So even if you don't want to make videos, you could even not make videos. You could say, I'm going to write the blog post and I'm going to get a video from Fiverr, right?
Actually, what you do is have somebody write an article on Fiverr. And then find another person to do a video as a script.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then have another person share it.
Absolutely.
$15.
Yep. So there's so many different things. So it depends. Some people say, well, I don't want to pay people or whatever. But if you're really thinking about it, if somebody's getting $200 a month or $300 a month full time, do you know what I mean? You could go out and work for a week and pay somebody else to work for a month. Would not be better them working in your business for a month and you working for a week, than you working for a month?
If everybody's happy and it's, if everybody's happy to do it and it's not exploitative, then everybody's getting good service and prompt payment, then it's a very agreeable situation.
Absolutely. So it's very, very cheap to live there. A lot of internet marketers have went there to live in those countries because it's just so cheap to live. Because you can live so cheaply and you can make the same amount of money from there doing internet marketing as you can do, here, or you can do in the UK, or you can do in the US. So they go somewhere else to live because they can live for a quarter of the price. So they're actually living like the 4 times the amount of money that they have because the cost of living is so cheap, but they can still sell the same stuff they're selling now online. So don't be moved. Probably a lot of people will be moving afterwards now to the Philippines after this. So it's just something to look into. So if there's something you really don't like, you would be better doing something you're good at. You're better better spend your time doing something, using your brain, thinking of things that can make you money, rather than spending your time doing tedious work that you can get done for a low cost, you know? Because if you can be going and doing things that are maybe the value of, you know, $200 or $300 an hour, you know, why would you sit and do work that costs $2 or $3 an hour to get done? You know, why would you spend your whole day doing that? You know, when you could be out doing something else. You know, you could be, you know, at a seminar meeting 20 new people who are going to buy, you know, who 2 or 3 of them are going to buy your $1,000 product. You know, and you could spend your day doing that, making 2 or 3 grand, instead of spend your day, you know, writing $2 articles, right? But that, you know, but that's just the, you know, that's, you know, the highest earners tend to do that. They tend to outsource all the small jobs that aren't worth their time. You know, they're not going to get paid well for doing, and you know, they manage their time better that way. So it's just something to think about, you know, and I would especially say it for anything that you do not like doing or anything you do not want doing. It's good to go and learn all the stuff. It's good to learn all these strategies that we teach and do them so that you know how to do them, right? Because if you know how to do them, you can go and you can say to the, you know, the Filipino VA, you can say, look, you know, you didn't follow enough people on Twitter, you didn't follow the people back, you didn't send them a direct message, you didn't share my blog post, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, which happens, and you can tell them that, and then they know you know what you're doing, right? Or you could not bother to learn it and just say, oh yeah, share my stuff on social media and never check it, and you know, they might share it now and again, you know. So you want to let them know that you know what you're doing as well. You know, don't think that you're just you know, a dummy, you know, somebody with a load of money to throw around them, right? You have to let them know, this is what I want you to do. I want you to do 6 posts a day on Pinterest. I want you to do 6 posts a day on Facebook. I want you to do 6 posts a day in the Facebook group. I want you to do 6 posts a day on Google+. I want you to, you know, do 6 posts a day on Twitter, and then I want you to follow, you know, 50 people a day on Twitter. I want you to follow 50 people a day on Google+. I want you to follow 50 people's boards on, or 50 people on Pinterest, and that's what I want you to do every day.
Can I ask, what would be a reasonable fee to pay somebody for that?
I mean,
I have somebody that paid an hourly basis.
You know, the thing about it is right, people are looking a certain amount of money, okay? So what you do is you find someone who's looking a certain amount of money and you give them what they're asking for, right? So you could be comfortable going and paying somebody $600 a month, right? Or you could see somebody wants $200 a month, and you could be comfortable paying $200 a month because that's what you have to pay, right?
Yeah.
So if they want $200 a month and you want someone to do what they're saying for $200 a month, then why not? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say, you know, I mean, at the minute, you know, I pay for one of my particular outsources. It's roughly, for the job they do, is probably about $70 a week, right? And that's for social media stuff, right? So that works out. I know that works out. You know, it's $280 a month or something, right? But that means that, you know, I can get other things done. I can be doing other things instead of me going doing that work, and I can be charging somebody else for doing, you know, the stuff.
Because one of the things, you know, that I'm probably stronger at, I think, is probably doing video. Video takes longer to do and quite a long time to upload. So it's kind of attractive, you know, the idea of getting somebody else, you know, if I'm doing what I'm good at, and then somebody else is taking care of Pinterest for me, about which I know nothing. Yeah. You know, helping me with Facebook, which is such a steep learning curve. Yeah. You know, Twitter, Google+. Google+ is like, oh, what? It seems to be like Venn diagrams from like what is this thing? How does it work?
Really?
You know,
I have 12,000 followers on Google+.
Fantastic, man. Okay, well, you know, if you're kind enough to pass on a few basic tips for me, that would be great. But I mean, you know,
circle shares.
What's that?
Circle shares.
Circle shares, okay.
Yeah, start doing circle shares, start connecting with people who are doing circle shares, they add you.
Yeah.
Okay, just, what was that again? Sorry, you broke up in the last little bit, Andy.
You
want
to add it to circle shares.
Yeah.
I'm really hearing my voice reverberating. I don't know what's going on.
You're okay on this side, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I got the
I'm hearing
information.
it through your computer.
You might be getting sort of acoustic feedback or something, yeah? It's coming off this.
No, that's the other computer.
Let me talk again.
You
Yeah, I'm
sound,
still hearing it.
you sound fine from our end. You sound fine, so I don't know. If you sound fine to us, you probably sound fine to everyone else, but
Yeah.
but
Okay, well, thanks for that, Andy. Circle shares it is. But the basic point being, like, I appreciate what you guys are sharing here, because it's very helpful to me to kind of think, right, okay, well, I can, once there's enough money coming in, then I can sort of delegate some of that stuff, concentrate on what I'm good at, and it's a win-win for everybody.
There's never enough money coming in. I made more money this year than I made last year already. And I'm spending more, and I feel like I'm broker than I was because I'm spending more money on VAs, but it's building my business more.
Sure.
I'm making a lot more money, and there's a lot more stuff coming in, which is good. It's just that I need to break the net break.
Okay.
So you always feel like you're tight on that until you actually really, it takes a long time.
Yeah. But I was listening to David Wood talk about this, and one of the key things that he stipulates is, as soon as you make any money, immediately plow 30% of that back into building your business. Last week we were talking about, Satira talked at some length about, having the self-discipline to defer instant gratification, so that over a period of time your business accrues sufficient momentum that then it will pay out for you. But to have that discipline, Andy, of putting your new income back into the business to kind of grow it, sounds to be it's obviously the right way to do things.
Yeah.
Cool.
You ready for me to talk?
yeah. Okay, yeah, you work away, Andy, if you're ready. We're listening.
I might need you to mute for a little while because I keep hearing my voice back.
Yes.
It's hard to do a presentation if
you want us to mute? Yeah, okay, no problem, certainly.
So, that's, wow, so much. It was definitely coming from your computer. So, I'll tell you what, I will definitely make sure I go back and get you guys back on there a little bit. If you hear me start asking questions, I'm just making sure you guys are still there, and if I'm missing anything, let me know. Do you guys see my presentation that I had here? Shake your head. Okay, cool. So what I want to really do is, this looks really bad. Hold on. Why is that so ugly? That is just bad. Ugh. Hold on. Let's start over. I'm going to do a new screen share, and I'm just going to do full screen. Okay. Sorry, let me just open this up for a second. So I'm doing a presentation tonight, and I told Sateris I would share it with everyone. And if there's something here that I'm missing as I go through, let me know. A lot of this is part of it because we're actually on a Google Hangout. It makes it a little bit harder to actually use Google Hangouts to actually demonstrate this, but I'll do my best. I want to talk a little bit about how I wrote my book, and I should actually take myself off of screen share for a second, just so I can actually show you the book, so you know what the heck I'm talking about, because it actually would help to see what the book looks like. Ooh, this is actually coming out on Amazon tomorrow, and the reason why I want to just go through this with you is because I did this book in a completely different manner than I normally write books. And I really use Google Hangouts as my major medium to actually create a lot of the content for the book. In fact, I'd say probably about 60 to 70% of the book came from interviews that I did with about 20 to 30 different entrepreneurs who I interviewed on Google Hangouts. So a really large percentage of what I wrote came directly from Google Hangouts. And I want to just talk to you a little bit about how to do this. And with what Soteris is talking about with outsourcing, it really does fit into this conversation. So the first thing is, the way you do writing, it's really changed over the years. Generally don't see this crazy person with a cat by the side, with the papers all askew, and the typewriter and everything's all crazy. It's way different now, or not. You still have to do a lot of writing to get this done, but the point is that Google Hangouts really makes this a lot easier to do. And so in order to do this, what you want to do is you need to set up a Google Hangout. And for a lot of people, they don't know how to do that. So I just want to go through that briefly. I don't want to spend the entire conversation talking about how to set up a Google Hangout on air. The idea here is to show you how to use the Google Hangouts on air to actually create the book, and this will actually help you understand that. So first thing, if you notice here, there is a little Google tab, a little Hangout tab here in the left. It's part of the menu. When you click on that, you'll see at the top it'll say Home. You'll actually be at Home. Go to Hangouts on Air, and when you do that, you go Start a Hangout. Then you click that, and a little box will appear. And all you need to do is you need to fill out the basic information: title, description, when the Google Hangout starts, and whether you want this to be, and just to allow people to know that if you want it to be shared to Google Plus and YouTube, it needs to be stuck on public, and just letting people know about this in advance. And you can change the audience if you want, but this really does help you understand that it actually goes to YouTube, and that's one of the key essence of the key parts of this conversation. The interview that we're doing right now, or the conversation we're having with Soteris, it goes to a YouTube video. So instead of us having to just create a video, we're actually doing a Google Hangout, which is a webinar, but it could also be a recorded webinar, which is also content. So another way to actually do this in an effective manner is to actually use Google Hangouts to actually start building up an audience as well. And a lot of people are starting to use that. There's some really great shows on Google right now. I'm blanking out Soteris' friend, and I'm sorry, I can't think of your name for right now, so I apologize if I call you Soteris' friend. You were saying before about how to use Google Plus. Google Hangouts on Air, like the ones that we're doing right now, are really changing how online networking gets done. And this is one of the big game changers right now, because people are starting to go on Google Hangouts, and you can see here, this is the picture that I took from my screen share. You have the ability to not only communicate with someone via video and actually talk to each other overseas. Soteris is in Northern Ireland, I'm in the United States. You also have the ability to do screen shares like what we're doing, so you could actually share content. You could do a Q&A for group chat with people. You could put in all these different features, like you could see Soteris actually has like the little news thing. I haven't put mine in there yet. You can also take pictures of what's going on in the event. You can control every single aspect of it and share different content from different source parts of Google. It really does make a huge difference. And now I could interview Soteris, and just like a regular TV show, I have all the controls right here at my fingertips, so I could do everything at once. One of the people I interviewed, David, man, I was about to say David, man, I'm not really good with names today. David Oldenburg. He was a former radio disc jockey, and one of the things that he was saying was that, look, when I used to do radio and TV in the 90s, it was very expensive. It cost thousands of dollars, and you only had one shot, and it wasn't the same type of medium. This gives you all the freedom of TV and radio from back then, at your fingertips with a lot less risk. And he said this is sort of one of the things that he picked up on as a former radio guy, how powerful this is as a broadcast medium to transmit your message. And that's really where Google Hangouts come in. And having these controls at your fingertips really does help. So you do an interview with somebody, and I'm not going to keep belating the point, then you want to really create that and turn that into a book, which is what I did, and turn that into content and use that and repurpose that. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. First thing you have to do is put all your interviews together. These are my interviews on YouTube. I have 24 videos, and it's about 15 hours worth of videos that's been viewed, roughly. I think it's probably a little bit more than that, but there's 15 hours worth of video content here. So I said about 60% of my book came from these interviews. I had 15 hours worth of content to use at my disposal. Now, to understand the power of that, if you take 15 hours, I probably had about 100,000 words, or I'm sorry, probably about 50 to 60,000 words that came just from the transcripts of all the Hangouts that we did just to start doing it. My biggest problem with writing this book wasn't what to say, it was what to cut out and how to edit it. That really was a little bit of a different paradigm shift for me, because I'm used to having to create content as a freelance writer, because that's what I do. And this was more of an editing job, which is a little bit outside my realm. It was really cool to do because I got to put it together. It was sort of like a montage of all these amazing people. Like you can see here, the first person I interviewed was Joel Comm, who's you can see at the top. The last person I interviewed was Dick Mueller, and there were a lot of great people in between. And a lot of what these guys were talking about, it's all in these videos. It's all in these 15 hours. And now I just put it together and make it into something that's more concise and digestible for people to use. So, Terrace, do you have something to add? Hello? Okay, I'm going to keep going. If you hear you guys,
Yeah, I was just on mute. Sorry. I'm here.
Okay, I heard you. I heard something in the background. Never mind.
Yeah. Hi, Vincent. How are you doing?
Okay, so the next part of this, by the way, there's a guy mowing the lawn outside. So I'm sorry if it's loud. I'm gonna have to go close the window in a second.
No problem.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. It's a beautiful day, and I figured, it's 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. Let's keep the window open. And of course, that's when they decide to start doing the lawn. Going back to the conversation here, so this is the first interview I did with Joel Comm, and I was talking a little bit about this, how to break it down. What I would do is every Google Hangout was transcribed. Now, I first started trying to do a few of them by myself, and then eventually, sort of like what Soteris was saying about how it just isn't worthwhile, I said, this is not worth my time, and I outsourced it. And I have a US VA, so I pay her by the hour. I think it was about an hour or two's worth of work. It wasn't that much for me, but you could get some pretty good VAs to do transcriptions off of Fiverr, off of Elance, off of Odesk and Freelancer and all those other sites that we just talked about earlier. And this is really one of the things for me that really made a difference. The other thing that I did, there's actually some software that I use to actually pull out the audio, and I started creating podcasts for the content. Now, I had some problems with it going to iTunes, so I did have a few technical issues, but I actually have a podcast going to iTunes as well. So not only from that one Google Hangout did I only have the video in the interview, I also had a podcast, I also had a blog post, and now I'm creating a book. So I repurposed that content into 3 different types of content. I also took a lot of the quotes out of there, put it next to their picture, and did image posts, which I posted on Pinterest, and I know I did it on Twitter and Google Plus, and went to a lot of different social networks and it got a lot of good social sharing value of it. And I'm going to be doing it again when the book is out tomorrow. So probably going to be getting to that next week and start sharing a lot of the great quotes from the people who actually I interviewed, because they really did have some great information to share. So one of the things that you have to understand is a lot of what I did here isn't about just using Google. It's about just actually breaking it down and getting different pieces of the animal, as one of my coaches would say, and understanding how to use that for improving your content. And getting the content here and actually putting it into book form really is what helped create Startup Gap, and that's what we have here today. And I don't have a long presentation about this, so I would probably say if you do have questions, now would be the time to ask. If you're interested in Startup Gap, it will be available tomorrow at startupgap.com/Amazon. It is not live yet. They're just doing the final reviews right now, and it will be live tomorrow. And that's pretty much it for me. Any questions? Or not?
I'll just check here, see if there's anything below the video here, Andy. Just check here on the computer. Any questions on that at all?
Yeah, that was very interesting, Andy. Thank you very much, and every success to you with the launch of the book.
Thank you. What's your name again?
Alan. Sorry. Sure, no bother. Yeah, I learned a lot from that. I was taking notes through, and essentially the kind of workflow was Google Hangout, maximize the potential from that. Then you can then turn that into podcast, which then in turn becomes content for a book, if it's properly editorialized. Essentially, that's the pipeline, yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the pipeline. Using Google Hangouts as the main source of content is really helpful.
Yeah. And, I've done a bit of work in broadcasting and television, and just, listening to you talk about the potential of, the Google Hangout. It made me think of guys that I collaborated with who worked on music videos where they were hiring satellites to take a feed from a shoot in New York and, cross it over to a shoot in London and so on and so forth. And that cost like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And yeah, as you're saying, like we're getting, global networking and video conferencing, which can be recorded and shared, and then spat out into various other formats, which can be monetized and create value for ourselves and others. And it nearly slips under the radar because there's so much amazing technology coming out that you don't even really bat an eyelid to see the potential of what we've got. So fantastic. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Did you?
And Vince, do you have any questions? I'm sorry, I muted you for a second. Do you want to come here for a second?
Sure.
Here.
Yep. Sorry.
I can't.
Oh, Vince, your microphone's muted there, Vince.
Yeah, I muted for a second. Back coming through.
All right. Okay. That's you live now, Vincent.
Okay. I thought I was muted. All along, and I was making a bit of noise here. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're live. You're live with us. By the way, this is Vincent Delaney. Just like to welcome Vincent Delaney, who's also popped on with us.
Hey, Vincent.
Hi, Vincent.
I ended up some cul-de-sac somewhere. I thought I was waiting for it to start. Back in again, and sorry, I'm just joining in now.
You're fine. It's fine. It's perfect. It's great to see you.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah. So I don't have any questions. Have you any questions at all for Andy, Vincent, or anything you want to say?
I just came in towards the end.
Okay.
I just love it.
Yeah. Of course.
Take one piece of work.
Yeah.
To make it several challenges, and a book, to a blog, to a video.
Right, okay, yeah. No, it's a wee bit bad. The sounds, you're breaking up a wee bit, Vincent. The sound's a wee bit choppy for some reason. Must be the internet playing up a bit.
Yeah, I think it's only just fair. I need to. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just about. It's just a wee bit choppy, but I can hear you just about.
Okay. What I was saying was I love being able to do a piece of work, and then be able to then make it live, video, book, from the same piece of work.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's the way to go.
It's fun to do. So.
Yeah. And it maximizes the work, which is great as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that's part of the reason why creating that is such a great part of that process. It really saved me. When I did the previous blog and AndyNames.net, I was writing articles every day, and it's really hard to repurpose content when you're writing every day.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So it goes back to Satiris's point about maximizing your time and playing to your strengths rather than sort of dabbling around with your weaknesses.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does help you with your strengths because I could talk forever.
And did you find that? Did you have any particular etiquette when approaching potential collaborators, for your interviews? How did you have a
Please.
What's your approach to that?
No, please, pretty please, sugar on top. Just be as polite as possible.
Sure.
Actually, one of the things is that flattery does work. I mean, a lot of people that went on that approach were people that I've always wanted to talk to. Some of them, it's kind of interesting talking to them one-on-one, even if they said no, because they showed their true colors. Because I had a few people like, tell me, what was it? I'm not going to say who it was.
Yeah.
How many people were at your event? And I said, maybe 30 to 50. This is a hangout. I said, this is going to be for a book that's going to be distributed later on. He said, no, I'm not going to come up with 150 people there.
Yeah.
Which is like, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's surprising, sometimes it's surprising, people sometimes, the thing about people is, people also sometimes have bad days. And, I've seen that happen to so many people, they just have a bad day. But the thing is, you can have a bad day and you can sort of be negative about something or say, things aren't working right for me or this or that or the other. But what it really boils down to is, are you going to keep on with that attitude? Or are you going to shrug it off after there and say, right, if I'm going to think with this attitude in my business, I'm not going to have a business and I'm not going to be making any money, and then I'll have to go and do a job or do something else which I don't like doing.
I don't think this person ever has to worry about getting a job. That's the challenge.
Right. Okay. Well,
so,
each to their own. But
there's I try to interview celebrities. Because I thought it would be cool to have an entertainment or an actor or something like that.
Yes.
I didn't go after really list celebrity. That would probably not happen.
Yes.
But most of them never even responded back. The only one ever got a little bit. I emailed back and forth a few times and she said no.
Yeah.
But at least she actually responded. Most of them didn't even answer.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's normal with local businesses and local employers and so forth. So, I mean, certainly it's to be expected, I suppose, with celebrities. But, that's it. You just persevere and you use your charm and persistence and whatever leverage and NLP you have at your disposal and just keep, firing away. And
So
obviously,
sugar on top works well.
yeah, I mean, and you've done it. Now you have the book, and more power to you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Now that I have that book, it's something I can go back and actually work on the author of, and I interview these people. And
which gives you instant credibility, in terms of, all the gurus say, look, when you introduce yourself, if you have a book, then, you've really got kudos and credibility instantaneously. Author of, as you say. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Wait, hold on. Let's do some subliminal messaging here.
Okay. I'm reaching for my credit card. Can't quite resist.
Got to go to website.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, no, it is primarily builder, and that's part of the reason why I would love to sell a million. That being said, if I sell copies, then I'd be bad.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Happy days.
Yeah.
Happy days indeed.
And it's the first of many. I mean, you're obviously going to be doing a lot more books as well, Andy, aren't you? It's not like you're just going to be the one-hit wonder, man.
Well, this is my second book.
Exactly.
Oh, hold on. Some more subliminal messages to get that credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, well, for anybody who's on our team and who's actually watching this, I'm sitting here with my credit cards and my hands going like this, because the top producer formula is going to be launching very, very soon, and I'm just waiting for the email. I'm like this in my email, so I'm just ready to buy it as soon as it comes out. I'm just sitting with the cards ready, me going there. So if you see me disappear at any point for 10 minutes, you'll know why.
He's drooling over the new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, what's going to happen is the products will double in a few days. The price of them will all be double. So when I get them at the very beginning, plus I've quite a lot of people in my team as well. So obviously, if I don't buy those products quite fast, I'll have a whole lot of pass-ups as well. So I'll stand to lose a lot of money if I don't buy them very fast, because I've lost a lot of money from being too slow buying products. So one of the things that Dave have taught me is if you don't buy a product quickly, you can end up losing a flipping fortune. So as soon as they say buy, I just don't question it. I'm like, boom.
Okay, fair enough. I actually have to go listen because I'm actually speaking again in about 2 more hours.
Okay, Andy, no, it was great. It was great to have you on board here tonight.
I really learned. I learned a lot, Andy.
Thank you.
It was inspiring, but also it was some just good practical advice of how to maximize your time and resources. So fantastic, thanks. And again, every success with the book, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And appreciate it. I'm sorry. We didn't have a chance to really talk. It was really good as well. I'm gonna connect with you on Google Plus.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, but sure, come another week. Sure, feel free to come some other week and we'll join us again. Sure, we'll all hang out. The biggest
the chat show hosts always say, "Hey, great talking to you. Come back and tell us how you got on with the launch of your book." Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. As long as it was a good launch, I'll tell you.
Good man. All the very best, Andy.
Talk to you soon, Andy.
Good night.
Talk to you.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.
So yeah, I've learned a lot tonight already.
Yeah. Any questions or anything?
Yeah, I think they've actually been well covered, and that's the kind of I hope you don't mind me interrupting you when you're talking there, but it's kind of probably good for people coming in who maybe, like myself, are only just starting with this.
And
maybe because I'm a kind of representative of the newbie squadron, you know, I can ask questions that other people might, you know, be able to have access to. So, you know, when there are questions there that occur to me, I'll just ask people, can you clarify that, or what's your advice here? But since I'm talking, I'm going to actually just do that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you need to ping over onto the other machine, then, you know, maybe you know, we can have a chat without you for a moment or two.
Okay.
But just, you know, in terms of, again, tonight's theme has nearly very much been about, you know, making smart use of your time.
Yeah.
So how does Facebook factor into that? Because you can probably relate to, you know, Facebook is a major waste of time in many ways. And in fact, you posted a video blog which I watched today about that, wherein you were actually saying to people, look, guys, just don't waste my time with unwarranted and unwanted and unrequested, unsolicited, you know, romantic offers or business offers. I'm not interested. And you've kind of given a really categoric, you know, public statement on that. So,
because I get so much time of mine wasted on Facebook. Because one of the good things, you know, I mean, it can be a good thing and a bad thing. One of the good things about having a lot of websites, marketing online, people knowing that I market online, is that, you know, obviously people look at my stuff and they want to find out stuff and they join businesses and stuff like that. But the bad thing about it is that everyone wants to get someone who markets online to join their business and join their company. And what I tend to find is that I have all these people with every kind of, you know, like crazy stuff that I would never dream of joining if it was the last company on earth. Messaging me, you know, telling me about what a great opportunity it is and how well they're doing and all this stuff. And these are people who I've never actually spoke to before. I mean, literally, they've never spoke to me before. And instead of coming and having a conversation with me, they'll, you know, it's like there's these lines. It's like, hi. And that's what I said. Whenever someone sends me a message, hi, and I've never spoke to them before, or they haven't talked to me for 6 months, I basically now send them this video, which, you know, gives them a bit of a spiel, right? But basically it lets them know whether I'll be interested in talking to them or not. And the majority of people who do that are people who are just basically wanting to sell a business opportunity or get you to join their business. You know, and if someone hasn't talked to me for 6 months and they call me up and within 3 sentences they're making me join their business, you know, I just don't want to talk to them, you know, because I have other things to be doing that are important to me, and you know, I have loads of businesses which make money, and I need to focus on them. And if I'm sitting all day, spending like 3 hours on Facebook, you know, because somebody in Ghana is looking to get married, or because somebody in, you know, Russia is looking for a husband, or somebody in, you know, and I'm sitting messaging back and forward, I mean, that's my whole day gone, right? So that's my business down the drain. So that's why I just made a video. I would actually advise you to do that. If you find that you're getting a load of nonsense on Facebook and getting people contacting you that you don't want to contact you, I mean, for me, it's very simple. When someone sends me a message on Facebook, I've never seen before, they go hi. First thing I do is I go and look at their account, right? If it's like, you know, these 3 pictures of a woman and one in a, you know, outfit and one this and that and the other, I immediately know what's coming up, right? So now I have my video, I just send her the video and say, you know, are you from Ghana, or are you from, you know, Russia looking for a husband, you know, watch this, you know, and then at the end, you know. So, and the same thing for people who are coming, you know, to get you to join their business on Facebook. You know, have you seen this great company? We're the best company. We've been doing it for years. You know, the compensation's planned better than anything else out there and all this stuff. You know, at the end of the day, I advertise my stuff on blogs, on Facebook, on Twitter, you know, by paid advertising. I put my stuff in front of people, and the people come to me and they say, I want to know more about your stuff, I want to join your stuff, how do I buy your stuff? You know, people come to me. So, you know, I don't understand why all these people have to come and hit up 50 people a day to join their business. I know it's a numbers game, I know it works, but if you're actually on social media and you're being hassled by all these people, it wastes half your day. And I'm sure there's other people apart from myself who get annoyed when 3 hours of their day is basically wasted by people who, you know, you aren't going to be doing any business with anyway, right?
Even socially, Vincent, I mean, it'd be interesting to hear your take on this in just a moment, but just as just off the back of that, I had somebody's been trying to ping backwards and forwards from Twitter over the last few months with me, and we've been I've been saying, look, yeah, I'm more than happy to have a chat with you. I think it was ostensibly about some film or media project that they wanted to discuss, but then, you know, it sort of disintegrated down into, hi, are you there? And then I got a message saying, you know, from about quarter past midnight, I'm really bored, just want to chat with you. And I'm thinking, like, what kind of way, what estimation is that person putting on my time? What manners do they have? If it's just like, hey, I'm bored, I want, you know, entertain me. Mm-hmm. And so I just said, look, you know, sorry I missed you. Please send me a specific request relevant to your project. I'd be happy to help you. Other than that, I'm busy at the moment. So, Vincent, how do you relate to this or deal with it? Or
I would say it's probably the medium, the internet. I mean, if somebody was sitting, they'd probably get your body language. Oh, you know, you don't get it. So it's a one-way dump of communication from them to you. And there's nothing to read, you know, unless you get to London. I'm very busy. It's where's people get the vibes. They get the point. Yeah. But what the Turin says, yeah. Talk.
Yeah.
The attitude that people have that they can just connect Facebook, when you buy something from me. I mean, they're like I'm building a relationship. I mean, even Warren Buffett say with somebody. Do I know them? Do I like them? Do I trust them?
Very good.
So, you know, first of all, hi, I don't know you. Okay, I know you now. I like you. No, you're annoying. You're
annoying to come on within 10 seconds. You're selling me your company.
Yeah, sure.
So do I trust you? No. But do I trust you? This is a very good. This is a good. That's a very responsive. 10 other projects. Do this one. So and what's the in the internet world, you've got to give again before you ask for something. You can't come. You've got a great business idea. You want to join. You want to spend money. You give and videos on YouTube, free blogs, free, and then you might be interested. Take a step forward now. Yeah, I've got great stuff from you already. Oh, this is brilliant.
Sure. I mean, I think that's absolutely true. Anybody that I've bought off, it's been that case of they have been smart enough to create the sense that we have a relationship. You know, and they've done it by in the same way that any relationship is built, by enjoying another person's company, by giving, by affirming, by building you up and making you feel good. And then when you know, there isn't really a sales process to go through. You've got a relationship, you've got a rapport, and you want to get the stuff. I mean, Brendan Burchard's very, very good at that. You know, there's other guys as well. The guy that inspired me to get started in this is a guy called Cass Sundance, who does a lot of raw food stuff, and he's a lovely, lovely guy. But we had watched, and same as Matthew Armstrong, we've watched their stuff on YouTube for years, you know, and then the relationship's there, the trust's there. As you say, do I know them? Yes. Do I like them? Certainly. Do I trust them? Absolutely. And then, you know, when a product comes along, you go, yeah, let's get my paws on that.
Yeah, you'll say, I know them, I like them. Okay. What am I buying again?
Yeah, totally. Totally, yeah. Snow from Eskimos. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll take an extra 2 packets.
He says they're offering a very and it's going to go up after Wednesday. And I had no cash. My friend Damien, give me your Visa card details. I need to spend 4.5 days. And my friend said, "Here's the details." So I was in the car, plug in, and the west of Ireland. And I said, "I've got to buy this. I've got to buy this." That's so.
And the joke about it was is that you did the card bit and everything, right? But because it's the Masters, you have to send the form as well. You have to send the form to the credit card company as well. And the timer ran out before you sent the form, and I was like, "Oh no, he's lost the prize probably." And I'm sure you were the same. I'm sure you were thinking, "Oh no, I'm too late to send this back," or whatever. But we sent it back anyway, and 2 days later the email comes through. It's like, yeah,
Yes.
fantastic.
But again, we had a Queen for me first, and then we had a friendship, connection and trust with Satira. So when this product, this step is good, right? I know you. I like you. I'm not just by money, but I just know it's a good business. And I know it's a good product. And I say right. I coach with sales as well. And a lot of difficulty with sales. And I said, you've got to you believe in the sale or the product. And I said, no, if not, selling. No. And it's what I do. When you sell, they're going to come 3 months and 6 months time today. Thank you. I made so great. You've got to think in those. The days of the foot in the door, telling you, he's gone down the road.
You're breaking up,
Vincent. You wouldn't have a headset or anything, would you? It's breaking up a bit. It's just very broken up. It's very broken up. I thought it was maybe the internet, but I think it might be the reverb from the speakers.
Yeah, it could be. I actually moved.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just rewind about 30 seconds there, if you would be kind, Vincent.
It works better if you put the microphone and the speaker into the speaker. It's not the wrong way around, like I just did.
Oh, sure.
How was that? How was that?
That's much better.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just saying is if people sales it's not about the event. It's about 3 months, 6 months time. When the person has got purchase a product or service, they come back and thank you. Mm-hmm. That makes people feel good. But if you're in to make a quick hit from anybody, from Satiris or Matthew or Nathan, and then you're gone. It's unethical. And it doesn't work.
The big metaphor for all this to me is sex. Maybe I need a cold shower, but it's just, time after time, it's all about, if you want a lasting relationship, then you've got to play it with respect, with courtesy, and and just go through the courtship process, and then you're going to have a good, fun, lasting relationship. But if you're just after the instant gratification, and then you never return the calls, and you've no relationship and no respect there, and it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing in sales. If it's just a wham bam, thanks guys, then there's no rapport, no relationship, no trust, and no respect there, no like. So, that's kind of a quick way to think about
MLM and the offline business. We sometimes get approached from people. Once we hear particular names, Even if it was a bar of gold for 200, a kilo of gold for $400, because it's certain people, it just won't buy.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're a slapper.
Yeah.
No way, Jose. Yeah.
Yes.
Totally. And it's about building that respect across your niche, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maintaining
And
that.
I actually branding. I think before they care what you know, they want to know that you care.
Sure.
And I find that strapline or that sentence, I've had it for a long time, and it doesn't get stale. It's so fresh. Before they care what you know, or you have to offer, they want to know that you care.
And you can't fake that. If you don't care, it's going to be pretty clear.
That's true. So it's true. You actually have to care. Not go through the motions of doing steps that, well, first I'll send a first email, and then I'll Facebook match or satires, and then that's prep work done. No, you must actually care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people, you go and you join them in a business or whatever, and you'd email them, you'd message them, you'd whatever, and they wouldn't answer you back. They wouldn't talk to you. They wouldn't message you.
Yeah.
So manners, basically.
Yeah.
Manners.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And one of my mentors, who's my upline in Power Network, when I started internet marketing, I hadn't much clue. I'd done a few courses, but I hadn't that much of a clue. And I used to go to his webinars every day. He used to talk, call me up on Skype, talk to me on Skype. We used to buy the products off, and I used to tell him what I was doing, tell him what events I was going to, and we used to chat away there. And, the thing is that you actually know that the person's a real person, and they actually care, and they're trying to help you to build your business. Where there's so many of these like so-called gurus out there who you'll go and you get in their list, and you get all the other spotter messages to buy the stuff and everything. But if you actually go to like get a real person, it'll go to some customer support center and near the Philippines or whatever, And actually, I have, if you want to see something funny, if you go to my blog, Ask Satires, I have one email. I got this email, Laugh Out Loud it's called, and it's basically this guy wrote an email and he sent it to me, and I just couldn't resist. When I saw the email, I just thought it was so funny. I had to paste it on my blog as a blog post, but he's talking about, these guys, I wouldn't even say it, here, but, he's talking about these ones sitting in the, in India and the Philippines, answering your message. Could you cover me for
sure.
5 minutes?
Sure, of course.
Because
you guys
I have to go and buy these things. I'll just give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm getting the secret link.
Okay.
2 seconds.
So, Vincent, it's interesting that you're talking about that thing of people needing a relationship. Okay. So that there's rapport and trust and a kind of friendship, if you will, and then the transactions kind of take care of themselves. I met a fella today. He's a Jamaican lad who works in our local supermarket. Very, very nice fella. Became friends with him because my girlfriend and I always remarked about what a lovely, cheerful, courteous, happy guy he is, and he's obviously one of those people who holds himself in sufficient professional respect that he makes the effort to be the best that he can be, whether it's stacking shelves or helping people in the tills. And it definitely,
I wanted to share something with you. Really,
no problems, and it definitely shows. And so we became kind of friends. And I know that things have been pretty tough in that local supermarket because managers are getting laid off, and then the staff are being expected to do managerial duties, but only being paid another 50p per hour. And everybody's really hacked off. So I was saying to him, well, how are things at work? And he says, listen, man, he says, I cannot wait to get out of there. And he wanted to do, he was thinking about setting up a Caribbean restaurant. And I listened to what he was saying about that, and I said, listen, have you ever considered, just, utilizing your passion for Caribbean food and your skill set? He'd been a chef, he'd worked in hotels for 10 years, he's got this lovely personality, he looks great, he looks like sort of cheerful, jolly, kind of very friendly dude. And I said, look, would you consider doing this as a blog or something of that nature? And his eyes just lit up, because he could instantly see, he was telling me all the litany of obstacles to opening his own restaurant. And I said, well, look, for a fraction of that, you could sort of command your niche on the internet and have, your front door opening out onto the world, if you like. And because we had spent time building a relationship with each other, there was none of this kind of, what is this, some kind of multi-level marketing? Is this some kind of pyramid scheme? What are you trying to get me into? There was none of that kind of edgy, no, I've been bitten with this before. We were just simply mates, trading enthusiasms. And he says to me, I was talking to him, I said, look, you could create a Caribbean, master Caribbean cooking and create it as an online course. I could help you with the video content. And he was just, yeah, man, how do we go about this and what do I need to learn? And he was totally buzzed about it. Now, that doesn't happen if you don't have that rapport, if you don't have that trust, And, it was interesting to me because just trying to communicate with people where you don't have that, you're often coming up against a brick wall. But where there's a friendship, again, like bumping into Satiris, when you're ready, when that person is ready, and there's some kind of background of trust, people just champing at the bit to find out more about the possibilities of blogging or working online. Sorry for such a long rambling anecdote, but does that resonate with you at all about the importance of
the question? What's in it for you? Explain to him about having his own blog and developing a niche. What's in it for you?
Okay, so there's two things. First of all, I'm fond of the guy. Yes. I would like to see him on a personal level. I'd love to think that I could maybe help him into finding more fulfillment and something that's going to work for him financially. And secondly, he said to me, he says, well, how much would you charge for the video content and all the rest of it? Well, I said to him, look, at the outset, don't worry about that. Maybe you can talk about that further down the line, as and when money starts to come in. Which, Satiris, whenever I met Satiris, he said, pop round for a coffee, we can chat, or herbal tea, I should say, we can chat. And he never once made the lack of funds that I didn't have at the time, an obstacle to him helping me. And so I kind of thought, well, look, the kind of biblical thing of if others have treated you well, who are you not to treat them well?
Yes.
So I kind of thought the principle of pass it on, effectively. Of course I would love to have said, look, well, we'll work out a 10 grand budget and I'll come around and do your videos for you. Yeah. But I know the guy's not in that place.
What I was pushing you to say is like the main instance, nothing except helping somebody achieve something in what they really love to do, and opening their mind up to possibilities, and just caring. It's just great just to make a difference. Just open that and just tell people, how about doing this, how about doing that? And maybe there's something for you later on, maybe that's not doing it. It's to be helpful anyway.
Correct. And that conversation that I had, the energy by the end of it was just great, and I knew that connection had been made there, and that is its own reward. Now, obviously, if you're running a business, you can't run a business on just, on sheer goodwill. But as you said, those things will take care of themselves in good time. There's a mate who's been good to me. I wanted to pass on the same good advice or encouragement and good energy that others have passed on to me. And so that's the way it flows, I reckon. And so yeah, if he's a success further down the line, maybe, pardon me, some of that will come back financially to me.
Yeah.
But life will take care of me regardless. You can't go into that. You can't go to somebody and say, here, I'm happy to offer encouragement, inspiration, and help as and where and if I can, but only if there's a payoff for me further down the line. Because people pick up on that, and well, I guess the universe or whatever picks up on it as well. And if you set those criteria for others, then they'll be mirrored back to you, I think, as well. So,
yes.
Yeah, but it was lovely. It was so nice to see him light up. And he went, man, I had never even thought of that. That's a great idea. I love it. And he was so buzzed. And he was going, okay, what do I need to think of? What do I need to do? My advice, I just said to him, mate, just think of first of all, I would just make a checklist of all the valuable information and fun and nutritional information and expertise that you can pass on to other people, and how that's going to translate into extra quality of life for them, because they're going to expand their skill set, they're going to be able to throw amazing dinner parties, they're going to be able to with more discernment and more pleasure, and they're going to be able to improve their health and so on and so forth. And and then he was thinking, yeah. So it's lovely to see that infectious energy.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And the other thing, and it goes back to the book again. And it's another phrase. I'm full of these lovely phrases, and I find it could be very useful when coaching or presenting.
Yeah.
And this came from a guy called Keith Cunningham, and he's a motivational speaker. And I believe he charged something like $20,000 or $50,000 a day consultancy. I have to. Somebody can check that.
He's actually meant to be Robert Kiyosaki's rich dad.
Yes, he actually. I heard him saying live that he gave the idea of Rich Dad Poor Dad to Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
But those kind of fees are fairly motivational in their own right. It's darn sight motivational in minimum wage.
Yeah. But listen to this. This is brilliant. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly.
Give us that again.
Keith Cunningham. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly.
Okay. Now that's like a Zen koan. It's going completely in the opposite direction to where I anticipated.
It's actually logically true. Because if I take me for example, we're reared to you're going to do it properly, do it well or don't do it well. In life, 80% of our regrets of not doing something. Only 20% of regrets are about wishing you hadn't done something, or done something else. 80% of so because we're reared in life by parents, school, and environment that it has to be excellent or perfect or very, very good. We don't do it at all. And that goes for saying, oh, write a book. I couldn't write a book. I'd have to be a genius. I'd have to be brilliant with English. I'd have to be the world's expert. No, just write it. Because anything worth doing is worth doing. Your book will be just brilliant for the person who wants to know all about Jamaican food. It'll be just perfect. Because he's got 2 ounces of cayenne pepper instead of 1 and extra quarter ounces. So what we put our standards up to them, which is great. If you go and you go to achieve those standards, but 80% of the time is we back off and don't do it at all. In the same way, you can actually help somebody. Like your Jamaican friend, wasn't it? You can say, oh, I can't tell anything about blogging and internet and marketing and having a niche. I'm not an expert enough yet myself. So we don't talk with them. Possibility or advice or something. Because we have to be the expert ourselves. No, just say to somebody, here's an idea. Or say, I think I'll write a book. Just do it. Because anything worth doing is worth doing badly. because most of the time, once we start doing it, the standard comes up and up and up.
Of course, and that lets you off that psychological hook of the fear of failure, doesn't it?
That's right. And judgment and everything else. So can I say it one more time? Anything worth doing is worth doing badly. I think it's brilliant.
Would you be happy enough for me to do a little blog about that, Vincent? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. No problem. I think I have a video somewhere on this.
And what's your site again, Vincent, so I can give you a little link?
www.vincent-delaney.com.
Okay, great. Vincent-delaney.com. Thank you. That's terrific. The other one that kind of helped me when I was, and it might have been you that said it, Vincent, when I was sort of creating the content for $50 Film School. You become very conscious of every feeling and what you're doing, and maybe the video resolution isn't good enough, or the lip sync's out, or I really could have expressed that better. There's a certain practical limitation you just have to impose on yourself, which was better done than perfect.
Yes.
And that again, that just kind of psychologically just gives you a sort of big, that's so much more emancipating than what we've inherited about the need to get everything just right. And when I'm teaching filmmaking, I often make a point of showing students really quite bad films, including some of my own bits and pieces of work, stuff that isn't working, because we're all overexposed to masterpieces. And if you're set to study, Orson Welles' Citizen Kane that he made when he was 24 or something, of course everybody's going to feel kind of like flummoxed when confronted with that kind of prodigy. It's so good to see that it's so unrepresentative of the vast majority of filmmaking just within my niche. So I often think it's really good because you can learn as much from stuff that isn't done particularly well or even atrociously, and it gives you that kind of thing, that kind of little feeling of like, oh well, that's pretty crap, frankly, excuse my French, I could do better than that, and slightly empowering, and rather than kind of going, well, here's a Rembrandt and you can't colour in without going over the lines. So I love that ethos.
For example, when if you're working in production of equipment or any kind of thing, to set tolerance levels. And it's 1 in 1,000. Whether you're making biscuits or whether you're making iPhones or something, and if you quality control, let's say a motor car, and the car lasts for 200 years. Mm-hmm. Then you've over-engineered it. The company probably won't survive because it's cost sucks, because you get the law of diminishing returns. You get it a tiny bit better. It takes double the price of the cost of the motor car to make it even a little bit better, because it guarantees it for 6 years or 7 years. Anyway, to guarantee it for 1 more year, you have to double your materials in it, right? I remember about German tanks and British and American tanks. The Germans built the finest tanks in the world. They had Tiger tanks and Panzer and all that kind of stuff. And when the British or American tanks came up to meet them, they had to just turn around and run away, because it would be blasted out of it. Things were impenetrable, but they were too good. They couldn't produce them quick enough. Whereas the British and the Americans produced them of a specific quality and no better, but produced them like be damned. Swamped the place with them, and they produced super high quality. But the purpose was to win the battle.
Yeah, fascinating.
So it's only so good, and after that, the law of diminishing returns kicks in, and you've got to say no. I will only need to do it to be good enough.
Well, this is it, and when I'm looking at a lot of video content, I mean, even David Wood stuff, mean, there's nothing there in the production value that's, anything really over and above what anybody can do. But it's what he says and it's how he says it.
Yes.
So, you can really get lost in sort of trivia. And obviously not outside of my niche, that'll obviously carry over into other areas as well. You've got to say, what's the important stuff here, and fire it out. Some of the stuff that I'm looking at, it looks atrocious. It's not particularly well presented, but there's something going on there, and you're seeing people, with 20,000 hits on this video on YouTube, and you might labor over something, have some mini masterpiece in your own mind, and you get 60 or 70 views over a couple of years. So yeah, absolutely, you've got to really just kind of think, what is the right, where does the needle sit, on the scale of acceptable quality of output, and then just get on with it. Just fire out the Sherman tanks and forget about get 50 of those made for every one Panzer.
Yes. And 50 videos that are the right quality, and get 50 of them as opposed to doing a retake and a retake and a retake of one perfection with the hand movements, and the gestures and this, all this kind of stuff. Again and again, one video. Whereas Google on 50 videos, day by day on a team,
Yeah. Well, that's it. And some of the guys in these niches, they're just firing stuff out nearly on their phones, and and it's working for them. So that's obviously the way to go. And at the minute, I'm doing a mix of some stuff which is kind of green screen and a bit more produced, which has a nice production value, and then other stuff is just talking to the iPad over a cup of tea. And I was sort of negotiating with my girlfriend. She's saying, look, the iPad stuff with the cup of tea is more intimate. I feel like it's you. Whereas some of the other stuff feels more corporate. And so what I'll find in the next month or two is like, well, what's working effectively with the audience? What does the audience engage with better? It's almost like a split test, And I guess there's room to do both.
Yes.
So anything else? I think there's a big grin on Satiris's face, so all seems to be going well. Yeah. We're going live. Satiris here, who's got the finger on the pulse of Empire Network's new product. What can you tell us?
I don't know yet. I'm just not my work here.
Sure.
But well, basically, the Empire Network are launching a completely new product, because it's been 3 years. And the thing about it is that, over a long period of time, a lot of people have seen the product or the capture pages and stuff. So what they're doing is they're actually launching 4 new funnels, and what it's going to be is it's going to be half the price for the first, I think it's 9 or 10 days or something, and then it'll double. But it's basically 4 products. There's a $7 product, and then there's a $27 product, and then a $297 product, and a $497 private coaching with Dave Wood. So basically that will, so the $497 will become $997, and the $297 will become two $297s, be 5, whatever. And so they'll be going up in a certain period of time. They're only live for people who are affiliates. So if you're somebody outside Empire Network and you're not already affiliate of Empire Network, you won't be able to buy the products yet. But you can be an affiliate by clicking the link just below this video and becoming an affiliate. And I'm going to be sending an email out with the link shortly. So as soon as Dave Wood says buy, I don't even look to see what it is or anything. I just buy. As soon as I see it, it's like, as soon as Dave Wood says buy with your credit, take your credit card out, buy, I just buy it. I don't even ask. So he has me well trained because I've lost a lot of money by not being fast. You know, I've lost a lot of money by, you know, even hesitating by an hour a day. I mean, I found out like weeks and months later that I'd passed up certain people because I didn't buy the product the second it launched. And that's happened to me a lot of times. So whenever David says, you know, buy, it's launching now, buy it, it's like, I'm there, you know, I've been sitting with the credit cards with the hands going all night. So that's it, you know. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good, but it's a brand new product, so it'll be brand new capture pages. It's going to be a micro launch, which is going to be all live. So they're going to be done via live streams. It's not going to be on Google Plus. It's not going to be Hangouts. It's going to be actual live streams, and it's called a micro launch. It's something new, so it's going to be different from what they normally do. Okay, it's going to be completely different. So I basically will be attending all of those, and that's why I wanted to get them as well, obviously. So that's it. Really, there'll be more details about that. You'll be getting emails, I'm sure, about it within a few hours. But if you're not already a member of Empower Network, you can become an affiliate just by clicking the affiliate link below. Or actually, and I forgot to mention that. Just let me ask you 1 second. I actually forgot to mention that. I got my DVD packs in the post today, and they're very, very good. I don't know if any of you have ordered them yet, but basically I offered the DVDs for the offline community. So I mean, basically what you do, I've got about 50 here. And basically what you do is you just basically hand people a DVD. You know, you ask them if they would be interested in making an extra $1,200 a month, and you hand them a DVD. They watch the DVD. David explains everything inside. He actually explains everything, all about the business and everything inside the DVD. And then once they've watched the DVD, then basically all they do is they turn to the back and they're asked for an access ID. Okay, so basically you would just put your username, your Empower Network username, like so. You just put it like that, your username, and then they just put in that access ID, and then they will be registered under you in Empower Network for all the products basically that you have. Okay, so I got those. I mean, those are great offline sales tools. So for people who don't even like blogging, you can actually sell this offline without, you know, doing any blogging. You can sell it offline just by handing out the DVDs and getting people to watch them. And what Dave Wood basically says is you hand people a DVD, right? And when they buy the package includes 1 month being an affiliate, okay? And that gives you the opportunity to get 100% commissions in the products. And it also gives you an e-wallet where your payments go, and you get like a card. You get basically like a, you know, like a card like that, like a prepaid card, and you use that just to pay for your stuff, or you can just take money out of the cash machine or whatever with it. And basically with that, you know, when they click the button, if you click the red button below, that would be to buy the package where you actually get the DVDs as well. What that gets you is it gets you DVDs, it gets you to be an affiliate, it gets you the viral blogging system, which means you have your own blog and you have the training that's inside the viral blogging system, and you also get a month's membership to the inner circle. Okay, it's $197 for that. But basically, if you have 10 people buy that, you're basically getting $125 because you're getting 100% commission. So if you've 10 people pay you $125 a monthly residual, that's $1,250 a month, right? So if you basically, you know, if you hand out, you know, 10 of these DVDs, right? If you're really, really, really bad, you know, maybe you need one person will join, but the average person would probably be able to get 2 or 3 people if they give out 10 DVDs, right? So if you, you know, give out 10 DVDs a day over, you know, a period of, I don't know, even for a week, there's no reason why you couldn't sign up 10 people to buy the package. If you sign up 10 people a month to buy the package, you're getting $125 times 10 residual, which is $1,250 a month. Okay, so that's for the people who don't like online selling, for people who are traditional network marketers and stuff. And Power Network has basically opened the market up for them as well, because, you know, it puts them off, because when they hear about internet marketing, they're just like, oh, yeah, I don't know what that is or what to do. So they're just hand DVD.
Yeah, but so even if you're not a salesperson or anything, all you do is listen, here's the video, and the video does all the time. So we remove what we say, how do I say.
I'll tell you the exact routine, right? Yep. You hand someone DVD, okay? Hand someone the DVD. You say, when can you watch this DVD? If they say no, you can sit down with them and watch it with them. If they say, I'll watch it tonight, right? You say, is it okay if I pick it up off you tomorrow, right? So you go the next day. You make a point to go at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or whatever. You go, you pick up the DVD. You ask them 2 questions, right? And the first question is, what did you like about the DVD? And then they'll say whatever it is. And then the second thing you ask them is, sounds like you're ready to get started, right? And then you just say, go here, click this link and buy it now, and that's it. And that's what you do, right? And that will work. I mean, Dave Wood says it should work with about 3, if you're like completely average person, it should work with 3 out of 10. He says if you're me, it'll work with 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, but if you're a completely average person, work with 3. And if you're someone like this and you go, I got this thing to make money and it's really good and I feel watch that and join, you might only get 1 out of 10, right? But you know, try not to talk like that and you'll be fine.
Yes.
So that's it. So I mean, you know, nobody's any excuses. You know, there's some people who would say, well, I don't know how to blog, I don't know how to do HTML, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. No excuses. DVD, you know, have you got a DVD player? Yes. Okay. Would you like to make $1,250 extra a month? Yes or no? Okay, they're going to say yes or no. If they say no, then they must have plenty of money, and that's fine. Let them run on there. You know, if they say yes, then say, well, here you are. You can watch this DVD. When can you watch the DVD? And they'll say now, or, you know, I'll watch it tonight. Okay, say, okay, do you mind if I come back up tomorrow? You ask them those 2 questions. You know, very, very simple. What did you like about the DVD? Sounds like you're ready to get started. Click here. Go to this link. fighttheforceofevil.com, put in your access ID, which will be your Power Network username, and they buy the product under you, and you get $125 a month residual income. So that's it. So that's the other way to basically do it. The offline version.
Very good. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, if I just add, you see, there are people out there and they don't know about this. And somebody might say, I don't want to hand this out to people. Oh, it's not right. Maybe it's not for them. And maybe I shouldn't. I have to only go to the people I definitely know would like it. No, you just let people watch the video and let them decide. Because we could be robbing people of the chance to join this community, and we're actually deciding in advance who gets in and who gets out. It's not up to us. That gives opportunity, because there's so many programs in people's brains running. Oh, there's this and there's that, and it won't work, and I can't tell anyone, I won't. There's the DVD, give it to somebody, and you can open up the check. You give that to your Jamaican friend, and he might say, this is for me. Or it is for me. Oh wow, yeah, I like this. And it's like, oh, for us to prejudge or restrict, it's not up to us. It's not up to us.
Yeah.
People make their own decision.
You know, and people sometimes get, you know, crazy things. You know, people sometimes get crazy ideas in their head or whatever about stuff, and you know, they basically, you know, wonder, you know, oh, I don't think I could do videos, or I wouldn't like to do videos, or I wouldn't like to do this, or I wouldn't like to do that, you know. And you can say to the people now, look, you don't need to do videos, you know, you can do this.
Yes. Yeah.
Hand it to somebody.
Yeah.
They can watch it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to do. Can you do that? Can you hand someone the DVD? Can you ask them, would you like to make an extra $12 or $50 a month? Yes or no? And if they can't do that, then they're better at their job. But if they can do that, they can hand the DVD out. Somebody can sit and watch it. It's actually a very good DVD. At the end of it, you know, you just say, you know, what did you like about the DVD? And they'll say, I like this, this, and this, or whatever they're going to say, right? And then just say, sounds like you're ready to get started. Just open your computer there and just go here. If you just go to www.fightforcevehicle.com, they go www.fightforcevehicle.com and ask them for an access ID. You say it's on the back of the thing. They turn around, look at it, they put in the access ID, click there, and they buy the product. It goes directly into your e-wallet, and the money goes then to your debit card, and that's it. Simple as. So.
Very good.
If you have any questions about any of this stuff, or there's anything you want to know, right? Just basically, you know, comment below. Just comment on the website below. You can sign in with Twitter. You can sign in with your Twitter account in case you can't figure out how to sign in. Otherwise, if you don't have a Twitter account, you can just click the button, register a live fire account, and basically register, and you post your comments. This is completely live, you know, and there's a live commenting system. So any comments that you put, you know, we will be able to see and we'll be able to answer you. So that's what we're here for. We're basically here to answer any questions you have, or, you know, and help you to build your online business. We do these hangouts weekly, so they're every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. And I've been a bit all over the place tonight, so you'll have to excuse me. I haven't been myself because I've been trying to have this stuff going on in the background tonight, which I couldn't avoid because it just seemed to happen at the same time as our live hangout. I was actually thinking of postponing the hangout or doing it earlier or waiting till tomorrow, but I said no, I'm going to do the hangout because every week, you know, people come to hangout, they're expecting the hangout to be at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday, so I'm just going to do it. So sorry if it wasn't as professional as it maybe should have been this week, but you know, that's the bottom line. That's why. Okay. I hope, you know, that you find some of the information on the outsourcing good, because that's really good information. You can actually make a lot of money off that. There's loads of people who make, like, you know, 20 and 40,000 a month just by using those outsourcing techniques, by getting jobs done for people for a low cost, and, you know, putting a markup on it, you know, maybe doubling or tripling the markup, you know, so you can basically get someone to do the work for $300 and charge somebody $1,000 to manage their social media accounts or whatever the case may be, whatever it is, you know. And you can do all sorts of things, articles, videos, you know, there's like millions of things, you know, that you can outsource. You know, you can even go to you could even go to companies, right? You go to a big company with a company website, and you could say, we will translate your website into Chinese for XYZ, you know, and you could find somebody in China who'll do it for, you know, do 1,000 words for, you know, $30. Or, you know, and then say to the company, right, we'll do 1,000 words for $100, right, and make a $70 markup, right? So, you know, there's so many options there for making money. There's so many options for saving your own time, you know, which you can then do more valuable stuff, you know. Like, I mean, if you can go out and, you know, hand out 10 of these a day, right? If you can hand out 10 of these a day to people, and out of these 10 that you hand out to people a day, you get 3 sales a day, right? That's $380 a day, right? $380 a day times 7 days. Okay? So, I mean, that's real money. That's real money. Now, even if you only got one person to buy it, it's still real money. You know, whatever way you look at it, it's still money. You know, and it's a lot easier than sitting slogging over a, you know, phone with one of those radiation things stuck to your head for 24 hours, you know, in a call center, talking to somebody for customer services for a company who gives really bad customer services, you know, and they want someone to shout at and taking all that negative energy down the phone, and then at the end of the day, you know that you've been paid minimum wage, and then someone comes and gives you a lecture and says, oh, you were 30 seconds late from that break, oh, you were, you know, 5 minutes late last week, or, you know, you have to be moved over in another department, all this stuff. You know, you don't need that. You can make your own money, you can make your own decision. And, you know, it's up to you. Just, you know, you can join our team, click the link below, and you'll also get training from myself and from everyone else here. You know, they'll be more than happy to help you. You know, Vincent's an expert at communications and NLP, and Brandon, you know, Alan does video marketing. He is an actor and he a director as well. So, I mean, he can help you with those sorts of things. Yeah, I mean, I've been marketing online now for 10 years, so I can show you how to do your websites, how to do your social media, you know, how to build up Twitter followers. I've like, I don't know, do you know my Twitter followers? I think it's 80,000 or something. I don't know. A lot of Twitter followers, maybe 85,000 or something. So I can show you all that stuff, you know, and get your website underway, get your capture page done, get your autoresponder set up. I can help you with all that sort of stuff. So there's someone here to help you. You're not by yourself. You know, you're not going buying a product and then hit your head off the wall wondering what to do next, because you've got people here to tell you what to do and to help you. You can reach me on Skype anytime. I can screen share with you. I can see what you're doing. You can see what I'm doing. You know, I'm ready to go. So I'm really, really pumped up about this thing. I have actually I've seen, you know, a couple of people putting, you know, negative type comments about, you know, I'm not whatever, and, you know, I don't know, and all this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you straight, right? I joined Empower Network, and the things that Empower Network has bought for me and my family, you know, since I joined Empower Network, have been life-changing. I have never put 100% effort in the Empower Network, except maybe for a few weeks at the very beginning, right? I've never put 100%, and, you know, I know that sounds terrible, but it's the truth, right? I have never put 100% into it, and I have got an income from it that surpasses most people that, you know, put hundreds of percent into their job, right? From putting a smaller effort into that, okay? Mm-hmm. And I am completely intending to keep on going to Empower Network, no matter what anyone says. I believe that there's a serious amount of money to be made. Either we will make the money, or people will quit and they will lose the money, and the people who are left working on Empower Network will be the ones who make all the money. So at the end of the day, you know, this business isn't going anywhere. It's going to keep on building. It's going to keep on growing. They've made a few mistakes along the way. They're not perfect. They've made certain mistakes along the way. And the CEO, you know, in the live hangout with all our, the all-in hangout, you know, admitted what his mistakes were, but he also admitted all the stuff that he's done right, which is, you know, created 13 millionaires and 40 people who've made over $500,000. You can see an income disclosure on empowernetwork.com/income PHP, because not everyone's going to do that. Not everyone's going to stick around to do that.
Yeah. So terrorists.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just very clear. You've generating a sizable income. You moved house during our network. I remember you had the other house, now you're in the other house.
Yeah. So no, I've done a lot of stuff. Yeah.
It's not just paying your gas bill and your ESP bill. But anyway, you're making a very solid income.
Yeah.
But it's a passive.
I've bought a lot of stuff
But just to clarify, but you're creating a passive income, a constant income coming in. But the effort goes in. It's not just you put 40 hours and you get something back and then you stop. It stops. Your downline is building of itself now. You can't stop it. It's going to build and build and build. So you're putting an effort in to create a permanent income. Isn't that right? You're not selling your time. You're not selling your hourly labor.
Absolutely. I mean, I can tell you countless stories. You know, one day I went down and I was taking my son for a walk down the beach. You know, I come back and made $1,000. Another time, we're celebrating an anniversary. Went out. You know, I spent maybe about £700 or £800. I thought, shit, I spent a lot of money tonight. You know, buying stuff, right? And I thought, oh God, you know, it was an expensive day, right? And I come back, and that night I had made $4,500. I just opened my computer. I've been out all day enjoying myself for 2 days, right? Doing nothing on the computer. I come back to $4,500, and I was like, you know, I wasn't working. You know, another time, you know, every time I decide, every time I make a decision, and every time I do positive stuff and I raise my energy, I make a lot of money, right? Now the truth is, if I'm having a bad day or something goes wrong, or if really bad toothache, or I'm feeling sick or whatever, and I've really low energy, I can have a bad week, right? And that happens in every business. And anyone who tells you it doesn't happen is a liar, right? You know.
And tell me, this money, the 4,500, you just into your debit card. It's real live money. It's not a number on a screen.
Absolutely.
You pay your bills. You live your family, all living comfortably, living very well, and it's all actual. Just to make sure people are saying that, oh no, when do you actually collect the money? You're collecting as you earn it. You're collecting.
Yeah. What actually happens is, whenever someone buys a product, you get an email saying you've made that money. Okay, the money goes into the e-wallet. It goes into hold for 2 weeks. It goes into hold for 2 weeks in case they cancel or in case they made a mistake or something, right? After 2 weeks, that money automatically is in your e-wallet, right?
100%.
It clears in your e-wallet. Yeah, clears in your e-wallet.
100%.
Minus like a fee from PayPal, you know, it's like minus,
you
know, it's the fee of doing business,
3%,
whatever it is, right?
Transaction
fee, and 10% goes into hold for 6 months, right? So it's like a wheelbarrow. It's always in front of you. You always have a, you know, lump there sitting that says, you know, you'll get that, and you know after 6 months that's all going to clear as well, right? So 10% goes in paying hold. That's general with all internet businesses. All merchant accounts hold 10% of the money, and that's in case, you know, someone doesn't get their product or someone doesn't like their product and they claw back money. They do that as a general. That's just a normal thing that all merchant accounts do, right? And there's no way around that, okay? But basically, you're getting it. That money is yours. You know, it goes there. In 2 weeks, it's clear. You just go press the button. I want to load my credit card with $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, $2,000, $500, whatever it is, and I've had it like within an hour. I've had the money clear. Sometimes, if it's at the weekend or something, you might wait the Monday. Right, you might wait a day or two. You might wait a few. The longest I've ever waited was I did it on I think I did it on a Saturday, and it didn't clear to Wednesday. That's the longest I've ever waited. But generally, if you do it on a Monday or Wednesday, it happens in the same day. If you do it on a weekend, it probably happens on a Monday or Wednesday at the very latest. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's your money. You know, you can go to the cash machine, you can take it out in your currency. So if you're in Ireland, you can take out the euros. If you're in the UK, you can take out pounds. You can go to the shop, you can pay for your stuff with it. It's just like a debit card. It's basically a debit card with your money.
It is a debit card.
Yeah. You know, so but you know, it's you know, it's great. I mean, I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. You know, but like anything, like any business, you have your up weeks, your down weeks, and stuff like that. But all I'll say to you is, if you want to be successful, you need to keep on doing it. You need to keep on doing it, right? And you need to go through your down phases and your up phases, stuff like that, because that's just the way life is. Life's not a flat line. Once you flat line, you're dead, right? So life isn't a flat line. It doesn't just go like, because then you're dead, right? It goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, and if it goes flat, you're dead. So be happy that you've had a down day, be happy that you've had an up day, and be happy that you're having an in-between day, because you're alive, and you're sorted, So
Yes.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But the thing is, you need to decide you're going to make money. You need to believe that you're going to make money. You need to work out what you're going to do, and you need to keep on doing it. You can have a busy week, you can go away on a holiday for 2 months, you can do whatever you want in between, but as long as you come back and you sit down to your business and you say, how many blog posts have I done? How many DVDs have I put out? How many posts have I done? How many Facebook ads have I set up? Or whatever. You don't have to do all those things. You could do one of those things. You could set up Facebook ads and send them to a capture page. You could do paid ads, instead of doing the work physically, posting links everywhere. You can, do loads of blog posts and get them to share automatically, like you'll see in our other trainings with social syndication. You can go and do a post and it automatically goes to 20 groups on Facebook, and you don't have to do anything. So there's loads and loads of ways, loads and loads of methods, but you just need to decide and keep on doing it. And the belief, believe me, the belief is massive, because if you believe in something, other people believe in it. But if you don't believe in it and you're low and you're doing a video, I've seen some people recently, and I've seen their videos, and they're having the consistency, which is great. It's great being consistent, right? And I'm not consistent. I will say it. I will say it live on a live stream. I am not consistent, right? Now, when I started in Power Network for the first year or two, I did 3 posts a day, and I was consistent, right? And I don't do 3 posts a day now, right? But I am not consistent, because I have days when I'll go, I need to do something else, or and I'm not a consistent person, right? But if I'm not consistent and I don't do anything for 4 days, and then one day I just say, right, I'm going to do this, and I go into high energy mode, and I start posting out the content, I start giving people good information, I start helping people with what they need, then I'm going to make a lot of money, right? So it's not about, being there every day and being consistent and being in the hangout channel. Oh yeah, I'm on the hangout until I'm going to tell you about this, and blah blah blah. No energy, feeling, I don't know if this will work, I don't know if my capture page will work, I don't know if anybody's going to pay me, I don't know if the link's going to work, I don't know this, I don't know. If you're like that, you're not going to make any money, okay? So better just go and get a job and go, it's nearly 5 o'clock, come on, 5 o'clock, I've been here for 4 hours. Yeah, better just go and get a job, and that'll be great for you. But if you're really going to make a business work and you want to be successful and you want to make a lot of money, you need to believe it, you need to make other people believe it, and you need to come back consistently. You need to come back consistently. You don't have to be consistent, because you can go away for a month, you can go away for 2 weeks. Someone on your team can come and go on a mad frenzy, and you can make a load of money and be away and make more money than you would have made if you'd been working yourself, right? But at the end of the day, there is a day where you need to come back and you say, right, what have I done? Okay, I need to do stuff. I need to build stuff. I need to get more subscribers. I need to, give out more DVDs. I need to put out more information on the internet, And if you do that, you will make money. While all the other people who quit or drop off or don't believe will go back to another job, or will go to do whatever they are destined to do, or whatever they have destined themselves to do. So sorry if I went on a bit of a rant there.
No. There's a silence now. I just don't add to that. Yeah.
But I just want to say one thing, and I want to say one thing for everyone watching who's actually in my downline. I want to say, it's great, it's great for me to have had you join the team. It's great for me to have you as fellow members and fellow people to work with and help out and stuff like that. But the thing is, if you really are stuck or if you're having a bad time or whatever, you need to come and you need to contact me. You need to put yourself forward, because I'm not psychic. I'm not psychic, and I don't know, if you're having a bad week or having a bad day or your capture page doesn't work. I don't know that until you actually come and tell me, right? So, if you're having a problem or something you're doing is not working, there's loads of other things you can do, okay? But the only way you can actually lose in this business is when you quit. When you stop doing it, that's when you're destined to lose, right? So make the decision, that you're not going to quit. Make the decision you're going to get better. You're going to get better to live in value to people. Stop thinking about the money. A lot of people come in for the money, oh, I want the money, want the money, want the money. I don't get up in the morning thinking about, I want the money, right? I don't get up first thing in the morning when I have to do my hangout thing, I want the money. I'm doing my hangout, I want the money, I want the money. I don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, like, what do people need to know? What are people missing on their website? Look at how many people are not making money because their website, because they haven't done this, they haven't done that, haven't done the other. How many people don't know how to syndicate their website? How many people don't know how to syndicate their business? How many people don't know where to go to get services for their business? Those are the kind of questions I ask myself, and then I try and help people to do those things. And in the process, they can join our team, they can learn all that stuff, and they can choose to, also make money in the process by doing the same things that I do to make money, or they can join the team, think it's a lotto ticket, pay $25 for a blog, never do their first blog post, and then after 4 months paying it say, well, that's not working, I don't make any money, right? And then those people you would ask, how many videos did you make? Didn't make any. How many links did you put in the video? Didn't put any. Did you do your blog posts for the last 3 months every day? Did you do 3 blog posts? No, I didn't do that. Did you try Facebook advertising if that didn't work? No, I didn't. I don't know how to do it. Did you hand them a DVD? Oh, I don't like handing out DVDs. It's too hard. Okay? So if people do that, then, forget it. The job's easier. You can just sit on the chair all day and pretend you're working and get paid minimum wage, and that's fine. But that's your choice. But a business, you need to believe in it, you need to make it work, you need to work it and keep on doing it. And that's the only way that you're going to be successful. And if you quit, any work you've put into it, you could work at your business for a year and you could be in the verge of a breakthrough of your income going from a few $100s to 20,000 a month, like Dave would, or like the other ones did in the beginning. And you could just quit there. You just have a bad week and you say, oh, that didn't, I sent a load of subscribers and, they didn't buy anything, or, so-and-so, my parents said to me, well, what are you doing? What are you doing this for? You should have been a doctor. Why are you doing something stupid, selling people things? And that can be what brings them back to being completely broke, or being in a, job for the rest of their life. And then once they get to 60, after they do their 40-year plan, then they're asked to live on a third of the money that they lived on for the rest of their life, right? When they're ready to go and enjoy their dream life, right? Because they've stopped doing the labour and they're ready to enjoy their dream life, and then their income goes down 2/3, and then they're expected to live their dream and pay their bills, right? Or you can just take control of your own income. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm. So you're talking. You said the phrase there is you're building a business. This is not where you put 40 hours in and then you get $500 at the end of the first week, and you put 40 more in and another $500. This is where you put a lot of effort in. It's opening. Your restaurant or building a business to produce something in a factory. You put people who start a business huge amounts of effort in, and then when it's open, you'll hear 2, 3, 4, they can easily have a permanent business. It's not about you know, oh, I've worked for 2 weeks already. I should have $400 in my account because I've worked for so many hours. It is building a business.
Absolutely. I mean, I can give you some instances. You know, I can give you some instances. I mean, there was times now it wasn't with this particular. I wasn't in Power Network at the time. It was in another internet business, right? But I went to Bulgaria for like 4 months, right? People were like, "How did you go to Bulgaria for? How did you afford to go to Bulgaria for?" And it's like, well, I was in Bulgaria and I was ordering people books, right? I was getting the order to my email, right? And I was typing in their shipping address and I was shipping it to someone else, and I'm getting paid. Right, that's how I could go. You know, that's how I could go. You know, because
they have the internet.
Yeah, you know, from one book, you know, I sold $9,000 worth of one property investment book. Do you know what I mean? And the book, I was selling on Amazon for over 30 quid, right? And you could actually buy it on the website that the guy had for 20 pounds, right? And I sell it on Amazon for 30 quid, and the guy paid 50% commission. So when I sold a book for 20 quid, he actually gave me £9.99 the next month commission, right? So I was buying the book for £9, selling on Amazon for £30. Someone comes into Amazon, boom, 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 order this book. Oh, property investment, going to make millions. Boom, 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 boom. Buy the property investment book. I get an email, just got 30 quid, boom, 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 boom. It goes into my Amazon. I get the money into my bank. Then take my debit card. I go. I pay 20 quid and £4 delivery, right? I also got £4 delivery as on top from Amazon, of course, as well, right? So I pay the £20 plus the £3.95 delivery and put in the address. So all I have to do is buy it with this address, ship it to this address and the name it's shipped to, and ship it directly to them, right? The invoice comes to my address, the product goes to their address, and I make £20 on every sale, and I'm in another country, right? So I mean, that's the beauty about the internet. I mean, within Power Network, one of the reasons why I'm saying I didn't put on a percent is because I had so much stuff happen to me. You know, for the last year, I had so many different things happen to me. I mean, my son broke his leg in school, right? He broke his leg in school, and for 6 weeks he was completely depressed. Literally, I don't like using the word because, like I say, depression is a decision you make. But he was literally, you know, in a depression because he couldn't walk, and he knew he wouldn't be able to move off the sofa for 6 to 8 weeks, right? And he was lying on the sofa, and he couldn't even go to the bathroom. It was an absolute nightmare for him. But I was actually there, and I sat with him and practically kept him company the whole time for 6 weeks. I wasn't doing my business, and while I wasn't doing my business, my income was increasing from downline sales and from different things. I was making more money sitting downstairs with my son, right? Because I couldn't even focus. I didn't feel like I could focus, you know. Can you imagine trying to focus? Your son sitting there, a broken leg, and you're going, is he going to be able to walk again? Blah, 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 blah. And in the middle of it, you're trying to do a positive video, a positive hangout. Yeah, I'm feeling real jazzed up, you know. Of course, you can't. So for 1.5 months, I was like gone. I was gone. Maybe I'd do a post on Facebook, but it was absolutely nothing going on there. But I was making more money. The reason for that, when I came into Power Network, I started in the beginning. For the first 3 months, I did hardly anything, right? And this is what a lot of people do. Did hardly anything. I just thought, you know, oh yeah, I paid $25. Doesn't matter, right? I'll just join and see what happens, right? $25. 3 months into Power Network, I saw my upline, Mike Hobbs. I saw him. I basically saw him stand a picture of him standing on stage, Facebook, with a check for $27,000. And by this stage, I think it signed up 3 people. And I was going, you know, how's this possible? You know, how's this possible? You know, I'm making $75 a month, and he's made 27 grand. And then I realized it's because I wasn't all in. I didn't have the $500 product, didn't have the $1,000 product, didn't have the, you know, $100 product. Then I passed up $100 which is a monthly thing, which in total it cost me about $1,700 because the person is still, in the business, right? It's overpaid. It cost me maybe $1,700. Once I lost that $100, I said, "Oh my God, I'm going to keep on losing money. I'm going to lose $1,000. I'm going to lose $500. I'm going to lose $100, right? Commissions if I'm serious about this business," which of course I was, right? I was, because I could see that it worked. So then I put my foot down and I signed up about 20 people. I signed up about 20 people in maybe a month and a half. And then it just built from there. Then I started getting pass-ups from those people, pass-ups from those people, pass-ups from those people, right? And then it got to the stage where I was getting so many pass-ups, I actually got lazy, right? Because it was like, I don't have to do anything, and I'm making more money, right? I gotta make more money, And I still kept my blogs going and stuff like that, but I wasn't, pushing myself as hard as I was. And then things happened, an hour and a half, a month and a half off my son, and then, loads of things happened along the way. And that's why I said, I didn't by any means put nearly 100%. Because if you take the time I was on Power Network and you take the amount of time that I was putting 100%, it was probably the first 2 or 3 months. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that would put me at a 10% effort. Right? For a 10% effort, I've got a lot of a reward. Now, if you go into any other business or you go into a job and you put 10% effort, see what your reward is. It'll probably not be too hot.
You can go into a job and put in 100% effort,
and your reward's nothing.
and get jack off,
or 150 and get
kicked out of your butt without so much as your Casio watch.
So once again, income disclaimer: not everybody is like me. Not everybody will keep doing it. EmpowerNetwork.com/income to see the income disclosure. But that's my take on it. And I believe, if you're continuous, if you're consistent, if you keep doing it, people will see you're doing it and they will do what you do. But if you're not doing it, people won't do it. If you don't buy the products, why will your team buy the products? If you don't, create a blog post, or you don't blog, or you don't share your stuff on Facebook, why will your team do it and stuff like that? So if you really want people to do stuff, even if you've disappeared for 3 months, you need to go back after 3 months and you need to start hitting it.
Keep going.
Yeah, and that's it. So that's the secret to making money. And now, like I said, now it's even easier. There's a lot of people with the excuse, I don't like blogging, I don't like the internet, I don't know how to use an email. Okay, you don't need to know that anymore. You just hand them the DVD and it's completely self-explanatory. So even for those people, it's easy, it's quite simple, it's not hard. So there you go. I just see an email, the top producer formula is going to be launched in the next 6 minutes. So if you're in our team already, check your email. If you're not in our team, you can click the affiliate button below, and basically you'll also get an email about that as well. Like I say, it's half price, and you'll be making double commissions after a week. Whenever you sell it, you'll make double the commissions you're making now, because it will double. So it's a one-off that you'll get for this price. So I'll just give you a quick heads up about that. Anybody who wants to go for that.
Cool.
So have you anything to add, guys? Vincent or Alan, or anything you want to say?
I'm good. No, I've enjoyed the content tonight. I've learned a lot, and it's been a good buzz. So thank you, guys.
Just to add, a high quality product. This is the latest in internet marketing, online, offline, psychology, everything. The products that are being offered here are tops and the latest. And they get refreshed as well. So that's what I find that's really great. It's actually internet marketing products about internet marketing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so many people need it, Vincent, too, don't they? Because so many people are like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah.
And the thing is, with us as well, between us, we've got a lot of experience, and they have us as well. So as well as all the Empower Network products, with all the different trainings, the 15K formula, which is about blogging and stuff, all these other new top producer formula stuff. They have their viral blogging system. They have the inner circle, which is all the top earners telling what they do and sharing their mindset. And then the Costa Rica, which basically is Dave Wood's vision of what he was going to do before he did it. And, you can see what happened. We can see how much money he made, So, so there we go.
Okay.
So we'll see you again, folks, at the same time next week at 9 p.m. Will be some specific trainings and stuff you can expect. Be a lot more organised. It was very disorganised this evening because of the lunch thing going on in the background. So we'll be a lot more organised, and we'll have some good, information and trainings and stuff, practical stuff that you can use. And we will see you then next week. If you're just thinking about joining us, don't think about it. Click the button below and join us now. And we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks very much. Okay.
All the best, guys. Good night.
Let's see.